Durag Wisdom. Welcome to Earth Date Y2K 17.05.16. And if I were to match up President Barack Obama against Russian President Vladimir Putin, I believe in this matchup President Obama would kick that punk's ass badly. However, see this prick? See this creep with his Russian friends in the awful office? It used to be the Oval Office, now it's the awful, the shit office. See that? And then they got a little picture of his. See, they said, you can't uninvite, He was told by this guy, you can't just not invite the photographers and Kislyak in with the foreign minister and all that stuff. You can't just do that, right? You got to do it, Trumpy boy. And he did. He loved it. And look at that big smile on his face. This guy could not kick this guy's ass. Put that creep, like I could see like a match, a WWE, but real, not fake. All no holds barred, 24/7 hardcore match. This creep, that creep would beat the shit out of this creep. Now, before you accuse me of being prejudiced against Russians, because I'm about to say some things that are a little bit negative. And by far, I do not hate Russians. I've had Russian students. Great. I love Russian food. And if someone comes to my country to live here because they know this is one of the greatest countries in the world, I'm proud. But man, I came to New York City as a tourist in 1974, June. And I came into my gritty city, my great American gritty city, a melting pot of all kinds of ethnic groups, okay? Still the city, the gritty city. And eventually I ended up in Brighton Beach, Sheepshead Bay, which borders Manhattan Beach. Beautiful, unique, classic Brooklyn neighborhoods. You should have seen Sheepshead Bay in the 70s. It was like being in a fishing community. You go down Neptune Avenue, Neptune becomes Emmons. You go under the trestle for the, at that time it was the D train, and you're in this fishing community. Well, we've had a lot of Russian immigrants, and they took my beloved Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay, Brighton Beach, Manhattan Beach, and turned it into shit. Pure, banal shit. It's not a unique neighborhood anymore. They destroyed it. Obnoxious building, high rises where they don't belong, rows of row houses, classic row houses with a giant sized building in the middle, like a needle building that looks like that. They ruined that neighborhood, and they're still ruining it. In fact, the entire city's being ruined by Disney, and that has nothing to do with the Russians. They're trying to turn my city into a frickin' amusement park. I wish the old New Yorkers would come out and just flood these tourists and the Russian immigrants with their outrage, like I've done on many occasions. I mean, I'm walking down a street, Voorhees, I've been living there many years. I mean, I've been, like, as I say, like I'm going to be celebrating my 43rd anniversary here, and I'm walking down the street, and these three beautiful women are coming toward me, and I hear they're talking Russian, Ruski, and they're taking up both sides of the sidewalk, conversing in Russian, and I'm walking forward, and they wouldn't move for me. Well, I was in a surly Brooklyn, New York mood that day. And I had made them move for me, and I said, what the F you doing taking up the whole sidewalk? You think you own it? And they started too bad. Have some common frickin' courtesy. When I visit other people's countries, my friends, I promise you, I am on my best behavior. As an American, I want people to see we're not obnoxious assholes. Of course, since this piece of shit's in, we are. Another time I was in my favorite bar, Wheeler's. Okay, on Sheepshead Bay Road. Classic Brooklyn bar. One of the last remaining great places on what used to be American, Brooklyn, USA, Sheepshead Bay. So, you know, my fellow teacher and I, we went into this in this bar restaurant to celebrate the last day of school, and it just so happened that some kind of soccer shit was going on. And it was filled with Russians. All right, Russian immigrants. And, you know, the bar offered them like a certain amount of drinks, you know, whatever it was, and they were trying to take full advantage. They were, of course, loud and you know, like anybody who's celebrating. But this is my bar, and it's like they came in and took over. So, you know, I was listening to some of the employees there, and they were saying, See, if I'm in a foreign country, or if I'm a new immigrant, or whatever I am, I walk into somebody else's bar, the last thing I'm going to do is act like an asshole. Because to some people, the bar is like their home away from home. Like, see this? I would turn this shirt inside out if I was going into some neighborhood bar for the first time. Because you got to respect people. So suddenly they started, when their team was winning, they started singing their Russian national anthem. And that really pissed me off. Because that's a totalitarian, right-wing country now. It's not a communist country, it's a right-wing fascist country. And they're sitting in my bar, at that time, it was a while back, singing that. So I started singing my national anthem. Oh, say, can you see? Right? So a Russian lady said, you see, that's why there's problems, and that's why there's this. And we're talking, and blah, blah, blah. And eventually I'm getting this idea that she doesn't like the way Americans behave. She says, you see, you got to behave a little better, blah, blah, because we're so, and she's... And I say, if you don't like the way we behave, ma'am, leave. This is my country. And eventually, of course, it will be hers if she understands that in my country we behave a certain way, and that's how it is. It's a free country, and we don't knuckle under to dictators like this creep is doing. Now, you see this bastard? I'd like to punch his fucking ass. I'd like to take my fist and fucking punch his ass like this. Punch him. You know what he did? With this guy's approval, he was standing there before they went into the awful office and he revealed secrets. And this guy showed up. No American press allowed, just the Russians. He's standing there. This son of a bitch, this hijo de puta, is standing there. And he looks at the press and goes, yeah. You mean Comey was fired? Comey was, like he didn't know. Comey was fired? Comey was fired. And he goes, and he turns around and walks in. And this creep didn't say, stop disrespecting our free press. Well, this son of a bitch is an enemy of my Democratic Republic, your Democratic Republic, and this bastard that should not have been allowed to disrespect our First Amendment, free speech, and free press. Now, any immigrant is welcome to my country. our country. But they have to understand, as I know most of them do, it's a free country. I'm willing to bet that some of these Russians who came here actually voted for Trump. Well, if they want their national anthem, if they love Trump, then let them go back where they came from and leave my free, open, democratic republic alone. And we got to make sure to have an independent committee to investigate this traitor bastard Trump. Y2K 17.05.16 postscript. The Russians are coming all over us. And I don't like people coming on me or defecating on me or spitting on me or peeing on me or even spreading their bad breath on me. I'm not letting this creep, I'm not countenancing this birther bastard Trump Putin, allowing the Russians to defecate and come all over us and our country. Trump, F you!